most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Gotta wake up here, Brad. Gotta wake up. Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together, we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today, we're going to present the top 3 exercises for ankle sprains. We're going to show you some that you can do without equipment and also with equipment.
Sure.
And this video is dedicated to my nephew, Justin Schrupp.
Oh, you're even telling his name.
Yeah, he's a really good basketball player, which is really a surprise because his dad was awful. His dad was like, you remember the show, The Munsters?
Oh, yeah.
That's how he shot. He really wasn't, but I had to stick it to my brother. All right, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we want you to become a better you. Also, you want to join us on our social media channels because we're giving away this yet, right?
Oh.
The
Pro
Stretch Plus, yep.
So good, wonderful tool for those heel cores.
Yeah, we're really good at remembering too, aren't we?
Yeah.
So I used it this morning, by the way.
Oh, good.
So I'm real sore. But yeah, if you go to Bob and Brad on Facebook, or I mean on our website,
sure,
it's under giveaways.
You bet.
It's also on Facebook. All right, so we're going to start off. I'm assuming, Justin, that once you start doing exercises, that the pain has gone down. You're really not having any pain anymore.
Right.
I'll show you one that you can do if you're still having pain.
And it's swollen, perhaps.
Yeah, if it's swollen yet. But a lot of these are more advanced ones to do after it's feeling better and the swelling is down.
So you're able to walk on it reasonably well, but you're not able to run or cut or what that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So the first one you're going to start with is you're going to simply do ABCs with the ankles.
Sure.
So Brad always mentions, you always have a good description of this.
Well, I always tell my patients, imagine there's a piece of chalk right on your big toe and then a chalkboard in front of you, and you're going to make the letter A.
And you're doing capital letters.
Yep, so you get good range of motion. And when you do the letters, it does 2 things. It makes you get range of motion in all planes of the ankle, so all the muscles in the joint gets exercised well. But it also gives you something to think about. And then, like, if you only can get to D or E or something like that, you kind of know how far your ankle tolerated. If you could do the whole alphabet, you're probably ready to start walking.
You're probably ready for the next steps.
Right.
So the other next exercise, so you can do that, and that's one you can do throughout the day. You can do it while you're watching TV, playing your computer games or whatever. So
not driving, though.
Not driving, no, that's true. That'd be a little bit difficult. The second one is the one that is kind of a key one. What people don't realize, when you injure your ankle, you also affect its proprioception.
Right.
Proprioception is the ability to tell where a body part is without looking at it.
Sure.
So I can tell right now I'm turning my ankle in, out, up, down. So the way to test this, actually, if you have a good ankle and a bad ankle, I mean, involved ankle, if you stand on the good ankle first and you see what your balance is like.
Right.
And then you stand on the bad one, and quite often you're going to find out that's what's going on. You don't have the sense of where it's at, and you aren't able to correct like you should. So people often think that that's weak, and that's not necessarily the case. The case is that the proprioception has been affected.
Right. They overlap, and there's a little bit of both, but oftentimes it's neglected.
So one thing you can do is you can actually want to give me that ball there too, that softball, Brad?
You bet.
So you can start off by just doing these 15 seconds times 3.
Yep.
Trying to hold your balance. My proprioception on this ankle is worse than this ankle. They're actually both bad. I need to do this. You can do it while you're brushing your teeth to add to it.
Very good idea.
Eventually, after that gets to become too easy, you can actually play ball toss with somebody or toss it against a wall.
Yep.
You take the basketball and dribble it.
There you go.
And you can bounce the ball against the wall, make your mom nice and happy when making lots of noise in the house.
Yeah, banging things up against the wall.
Yeah,
it's all
knocking
for a
pictures
good cause.
off. So that's a way to do it without equipment, and I'll show you in a while how to do it with equipment. That same one. The next one is we're going to do some zigzags, and this is for some strengthening that we do. It's nice because it strengthens the ankle in all directions. So what you're doing is,
it's kind of like doing the Charleston, if you're familiar with that. If you're a little older,
Justin's not going to know what the Charleston is.
He'll have to ask Mom and Dad.
But it's funny, just by doing this, it looks easy, but your ankle starts to fatigue.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're working a lot of those muscles that are going to apply with running, jumping, balance, all the basics.
So then the next
Well,
one.
I just want to. Do you
Go
want
ahead,
to
go ahead,
go
yeah.
to the advanced once? If
Yeah.
it gets too easy, doing it like this, and you go like 5 or 10 feet both directions, then try
Oh, that's right. What am I
one
thinking?
ankle.
Yep.
And that's notably more difficult. And if you need help, you can get a stick or a cane. We like to use a Boya stick, and then you can start with that, and then if that gets too easy, then go without it. But that really,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
nice-
thanks for pointing it out, Brad. I kind of forgot about that one. All right, the next one you can also do is some heel raises.
sure.
And you can start off with both because that might be difficult. And then again, as Brad said, alluded to, you progress to one. My calves are sore. I just started running again outside, and how you're running up hills now.
New
It's-
stuff going
yeah.
on.
So I'm all a little bit sore here. All right, so that's the ones you can do without equipment.
Sure.
Now we're going to show you the ones you can do with equipment. The first one is the ABCs, which you don't need equipment for, so
Right.
you'd still do that. But the next one is and Justin, I sent you a set of these.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I'm a good uncle.
I never
what can
got
I say?
any from you.
No, I know you never got anything from me. Can I have the other chair there, Brad?
Yep.
So this is called the dynamic duel.
Ooh.
It's kind of like us, Brad. We're
Oh,
the dynamic
right.
duel.
We're dynamic, all right.
Batman and Robin. So, or Kato and the Green Hornet, right?
Keto.
So I like these because they're working the individual ankles. It's not like the other ones where you have both feet on one.
Sure. Right.
So, and if you start by holding on, you're going to want to make sure you're holding on to something here.
Right.
You're being safe because, this is not for grandma to be using or grandpa to be using. This is more for athletes, but it is fairly stable. Even an old guy like me can kind of just have fingertips on the chair and still work it. But you can go back and forth, forward and back, circles, circle one direction, circle the other direction.
You said he's a basketball player.
He's a basketball
okay.
player.
Yep.
And there's advanced stuff you can do. You can start doing squats.
Sure.
You can do, again, have somebody throwing you a ball or bouncing the ball against the wall and
Right.
stuff like that. So there's a lot of ways. You thinking about anything else, Brad, that you want to do with that?
With this?
Yeah.
Well, no, but again, when he gets advanced, you could go to one ankle.
Yeah, and then, exactly.
On one leg.
Eventually go to the ankle that is the problem ankle and work on that. So,
I don't
all
wanna-
right, why don't you go ahead and show some strengthening, Brad?
So this would probably be done earlier on.
Right.
You just when it's still, I don't know what phase you're in there. Justin,
yeah. This would be probably before you'd be doing this.
Right. But if you got a band, you just put it around your ankle. This is like when you're doing the ABCs and they're getting easy, but you still can't walk very easily yet. And this is probably the E version is probably the most important. You get the peroneal muscles, which are really critical to strengthen the ankle for an inverted sprain, which you probably have because 90% of them are that way.
Yeah, you sprained it by going in, so you want to
Yep.
strengthen the muscles that are going out like that.
But it's still nice to go the other direction. Now by yourself, it's a little bit hard, but you can hold out like this and work it in. And I'm getting
you can cross over too, Brad. You can put that one over on top of it
yeah,
like that.
yeah. My leg's not long. I don't have I bet you he could probably do it. Or, you could go around a leg table or have a
Right.
family member, a friend hold it over there, and then you can just work that on your own. But 10 to 15, when you get up to 3 reps, 3 sets of that.
Again, I would do this, like you said, Brad, earlier on. I have a little bit, that's probably lower priority on my list. I think
right,
the
because we're thinking
Yeah.
higher level
and
for
the
this
zigzags,
basketball.
I think will do a good job of
Sure.
probably even because it's more functional.
Right.
It's more like it. So,
Yep.
and eventually, if you want to know if you're able to go back to sports, you should be able to pass. Like we had a video on the jump test.
Yep,
didn't
the
we?
jump test and the hop test.
The jump test and the hop test. Just type in Bob and Brad jump test or Bob and Brad hop test, and you should be able to find
Right, and there's an actual system that goes along and how 15 seconds, and you compare one leg to the other, and it shows how you can come up with
Yeah, it shows if you're ready to go back to sports.
Right,
So
yep.
because that's a key question all the time too. So well, good luck, Justin, and say hi to your family. I hope to see you soon. So I'll see him on his graduation.
Oh, you will?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Hope your brother
Graduates.
is your brother's son?
yeah, it's my brother's son. Yeah. So
Aren't you gonna say anything to him?
I already did. Herman Munster. I called him Herman Munster.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching.